Passport brothers, aka passport bros, have been under heavy fire lately from almost everyone. So, why am I talking about this on my platform? Well, passport brothers, aka passport bros, are black people, they are black men. Yes, they are people of African heritage. And as we all know on this channel, we talk about all things with ties to Africa. If they have black in them, they are my brothers and my peoples. So it's my channel's business to talk about them. Okay? At the end of the day, what these grown men do with their time and dime is really none of my business. And I can't really hold them to my moral standards because we might not believe in the same things. But if they put their business out there for public consumption, well, we shall talk about it.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. It's your girl Valentina, nicknamed the African Dominican. I am a proud African with roots in Angola and Namibia. I was raised in the diaspora in England and the USA. With that said, welcome to my channel. Thanks for your love and support. I really appreciate it.
I consider myself a world traveler. I do love to travel, but please do not call me a travel sis or a traveling sister. No, I'm not that. I'm just a world traveler. Okay? I do like to travel for tourism, attractions, culture, and business investments. Recently, well, less than 2 years ago, I learned through YouTube that sex tourism is actually a thing and that people spend a lot of money on it. I did not know this. I couldn't wrap my mind around it. I thought everyone traveled for the same reasons that I did. I understood the concept of traveling to a new country for business and pleasure. And if you happen to meet someone special and start dating them in that country, then that's normal. That's what I thought, right? But specifically planning an international trip just to go and sleep with a bunch of women and then come back to your home country, that I couldn't wrap my mind around. I was thinking, why would anyone want to waste money on that when they can just do the same for free or less money in their own country through other means? Just imagine you have to buy an expensive plane ticket, book accommodation, travel for hours, sometimes 24 hours, spend money on yourself while there and different women, and then go back to your home country, rinse and repeat. To me, that just sounds more expensive and time consuming. So why do people out there do that? I am going to try and help you understand why passport bros or brothers with a passport is a thing and why people travel for sex tourism. I'm not an expert on the topic, of course, but I've seen quite a lot of videos on YouTube, and I have actually talked to some of these people. I've actually engaged with some of these passport brothers online, and some of them I consider them my YouTube friends and my YouTube family. So they're not all bad. Of course, there are bad apples out there, but I'm a good judge of character, and I don't know them personally in real life, but on YouTube channels, some of them I really do like them as people and the vibes that they give out. But I'm gonna try and explain why some of them do what they do from my understanding of who they are, from my interaction with them on YouTube, and not just my interaction with them on YouTube, because I met a coworker who likes to travel. And at first, I thought he was traveling again for the same reason I do, right? Just tourist attractions, get away, escape to a new place, and just relax at the beach and fun, innocent stuff, right? So I found out that my coworker, somebody that works in my building, they travel, a bunch of them from work, for sex tourism. That's what I found out later. I'm like, wait, what? Well, you have a girlfriend? What are you doing? Oh, and I gotta mention this before I go any further. I traveled to Dominican Republic last year and did what I usually do on my travels, like I mentioned earlier, sightseeing, hanging out with the local people, going dancing, and I even bought property in Dominican Republic, right? So during that trip, I took a 24-hour, like a one-day trip to Sosua in Dominican Republic because I heard so much about it on YouTube, the good and the bad, and I wanted to see for myself, before I really judge the place. Sosua is considered to be the sex tourism capital of the Dominican Republic. But it's also a family beach town. It has like one of the best beaches in Dominican Republic. I don't travel for sex tourism, and I pray to God that I never have to. I was raised to believe that sex is sacred, and it remains sacred to me. So I don't sleep around, and I never did. I'm still trying to wrap my mind around women who travel for sex tourism and pay to play. There's no man out there who would turn down free punani, toto, p, whatever you want to call it. So I don't understand why these women waste their money and time to pay these men to do them. Like, I'm still trying to wrap my mind around that. And I don't want to be judgmental, and I really pray to God that I don't never get to that point in my life where I have to do that. Please, God, help me. But I just don't understand that. Like I mentioned before, Sosua is considered to be the sex tourism capital of the Dominican Republic, but that's about to change because the government is cleaning up the area. And when I went there, I made a vlog about sex tourism, and people accused me of promoting sex tourism. And that's not my thing. They misunderstood what I was saying. I was not promoting sex tourism. I was speaking about how some of these girls are forced into it. I'm not going to sit here and judge women who are forced into these situations against their will due to a lack of other better opportunities elsewhere, or because somebody else is making them do it. So I'm not going to sit here and judge all women, but of course, women who have a choice to do something better than sell their bodies and they choose not to do it, of course, I have no respect for those women, because I feel like they are not dignified. They're making money in a non-dignified way by selling their bodies. If they have other opportunities to make an honest living and they choose not to, of course, I have no respect for those women. Anyway, let's get back to passport bros, aka passport brother. So who are passport brothers, you may be wondering, okay? Passport brothers, well, this is my definition of passport brothers or passport bros. To me, when people say passport brothers and passport bros, they are mostly talking about Black American men who specifically travel to other countries just for pay, for play, sex tourism or prostitution. Some of them, do illegal activities, that are sex related. And they boast about it on the internet, and other social media platforms. They are also called mongerers or mongers, and they are not ashamed of this lifestyle. They boast about it to the whole world online. They show pictures, they show themselves, they just don't care. They are proud of what they do. They don't travel to these countries for tourist attractions or their culture. They only travel for sex tourism. You never see them going around the country looking at different tourist attractions or anything like that. You only see them with the women and at the beach or maybe at a club. That's their lifestyle and they are proud of it. A few people say that passport brothers are men of all races traveling for sex tourism, but you only really see Black American men on social media boasting about this lifestyle and showing it off to the whole world. That's why the term is mostly exclusively used to describe Black American men who travel for sex or for pay for play. There's also another term that is used, brothers with a passport or brothers with passports or Black men with passports or Black men who travel. And to me, that's a little bit different from passport bros. Well, some people think that brothers with a passport or Black men with passports or Black men who travel is the same as passport bros, but I disagree. They might be one and the same, but to me, they carry a different weight. To me, passport bros have a negative connotation, and it's turning out to be like a taboo term due to the bad press around that term. Passport bros are accused of taking advantage of poor women in third world countries. Not all these women are poor, of course, because they seem to make good money from the sex tourism. But passport bros are also accused of engaging in sex trafficking and prostitution. So to me, brothers with passports, or black men with passports, or black men who travel, or traveling black men, is different from just passport bros. To me, it's more like a nicer, professional way to address people of African heritage who travel for whatever reason. No one really cares what they do because they don't put their business out there for us to care. They are not stepping on anybody's toes. They just go about their business. They go to these countries, do what they need to do. We don't know what they do for sure. But they carry themselves in a more dignified way. They are mature about their travels. So you can't, so you don't really catch these brothers in drama and scandal, at least not on social media. These men add a bigger and more dignified purpose to their world travels. So I guess you can call them world travelers. They invest in the countries where they go to. They buy properties. They get involved in charitable activities. Like some of them do toy drives for kids. Some of them feed the kids to the places where they go. They travel around the country, see different tourist attractions, and they talk about the country, more than just talking about women non-stop. So these are black men of substance who actually travel and build. So to me, they are different from passport bros. To me, they are more like world travelers. They are brothers with a passport. They are black men with passports. They are black men who travel. They're not like the regular passport bros. So to me, the major difference between these terms is that passport bros think and behave like little boys, who never saw anything. Like, oh my goodness, look at this. Oh, it's my first time seeing this. Like, they get so excited because, it's that they're like newbies, when you go to a candy store and you're like, oh my gosh, look at all this candy. I don't know what to do with myself. What am I going to do? So those are like, to me, passport bros. They behave like little boys. They're not calm. They're just out there making a lot of noise and talking about things that should be kept on, on a hush, like, do your business. Don't be out there like being so toxic with what you do. So people are saying that this guy, his name is Auston Holleman. I just found out about him actually last week. He's a 23-year-old black man who got run out of Brazil due to sex tourism. Like, they accused him of promoting sex tourism in that country, and they accused him, I think, of making Brazilian women look easy. So to me and others, he's a true definition of a passport bro because he's apparently young and reckless. Some people are saying, oh no, he didn't do anything wrong, but from what I'm hearing, like, he asked women what they would do. They would sleep with just a man on the first day. He basically asked the woman questions about sex that made the woman answer in a way that makes her look easy, right? And then he goes, that's all I need to say. And he invited people to come to Brazil for those kind of women. So me as a woman, listen to that or reading about that, I'm like, dude, you just basically tell the whole world that these women are cheap and easy, and nobody wants to be seen in that kind of way. So yeah, it's offensive. So this man, passport bros, don't say anything wrong with what that man did, but me looking at him from the outside, I'm like, if that was your daughter and someone talking to your daughter like that, and you're telling, oh, you may come down and get my daughter who behaves like this, you sleep with her on the first day, you're promoting sex tourism. You are putting her out there to be easy for sex, easy target for sex. So yeah, Brazilian women, I feel like that they're right to get upset because this guy was very reckless. So on the other hand, brothers with a passport, or black men with passports, or black men who travel, are brothers who think and act like grown men with good heads on their shoulders. They don't make noise. They don't go out there boasting about, oh, I slept with this and that, oh, I can get this and that, oh, blah, blah, blah. Like, they're not making noise. They're not boasting. They're just like being chill about it, So those to me are more like dignified, world traveling black men. So that's the difference to me anyway. What's the difference to you? I mean, do you think it's one and the same? Let us know. Yeah, but I understand that the definitions are blurred and they can be confusing. They might be one and the same, or maybe some of you agree with me that they are slightly different. But at the same time, also, you never really know who fits in which definition. Unless you know these people personally, you will never really know who's really who and who fits where, right? So for the rest of this video, and to keep it simple, I'm just going to use the term passport bros to mean all the above terms. If the shoe doesn't fit, you will not get offended if you are a passport bro or if you fit in other definitions.
So, why are passport brothers attracting so much negative attention? I believe this is because of various reasons. So, I'm going to just name what I believe are the main reasons why people hate on passport brothers, or why they attract so much negative energy. One of the reasons is pay for play or mongering. This is their lifestyle. For most of them, not all brothers with passports do mongering or pay for play, but this is what passport brothers are known for, and this is what they boast about on social media. Pay for play. This is basically paying for prostitution and engaging in sex tourism. Some people argue that there's everything wrong with a man who pays, to sleep with women. People say that these men are socially awkward, they are lame, they are fat, they have big bellies, they are unattractive, so they cannot get pretty women or decent looking women in their home countries. So they have to travel to other countries to get like a Halle Berry looking woman, because they cannot get that level of beauty in their home countries because of the way they look. So that's what people say about passport bros. And people have a problem with them sleeping around, or just like some of them go to these countries and they pray my child a different girl every day or a different girl every hour. So basically they're just going from one girl to another and just playing, and they're paying for it. So that some people disagree with this kind of lifestyle. It's not for everybody, but that's what passport bros are known for. And of course, like I mentioned earlier, some of them they get involved in sexual activities that are considered either illegal in their home countries, or they're just morally wrong. Some of them, of course, abuse women. Some of these women in these countries, they are poor. Some of them are uneducated, and these men come with money, so they kind of control the show. And when you pay for a service, you can demand whatever you want. So some of these men do travel and pay for play because they get what they pay for. So like maybe a regular girlfriend in their country may not be able to do certain things for them, but if they go somewhere else and pay for it, these women will do whatever they want, even if it's nasty, even if it's derogatory, even if it's sick. These women would do it because of the money. From what I'm hearing, a lot of sick sexual activities take place in the passport bro movement. But to be fair, like I said, passport bros, it's a term that can refer to different types of men who travel. Some passport bros, or men with passports, or black men with passports, they don't engage in this sick behavior. Some of them really do go to these countries and find a decent woman and they wife up a woman. They don't get involved in this other mongering behavior. So when you hear passport bros, don't necessarily think that they're all doing evil. They're all doing like demonic stuff. Some of them are really decent human beings who are just out there having fun. They're not hurting anybody, even if we don't agree with their lifestyle. That's what they're doing. But some of them do travel and find spouses, and some of them do travel and build, invest in property and get involved in business. So not all of them are up to no good. And also, not all of them are lame, fat, unattractive. Some of them are handsome with great bodies, and you can clearly tell that they do get women in their home countries. But of course, for some reason, they just prefer to date foreign women. So yeah, passport bros can refer to many different types of men with passports. Let's just remember that. I know I'm very good on social media friends with a lot of the passport bros, but these are those that are considered to be decent human beings. I don't think they're out there doing nasty, sick stuff like they're not. I don't think they're out there hurting people. So that's the ones that I'm cool with. I look at them as my brothers on YouTube and social media. They're actually interesting guys, and I don't find them socially awkward. I actually think that they're fun. They have good social skills. When I listen to them on YouTube, they pretty much make me laugh, and I really do learn a lot from them. Like from investing overseas, opening up businesses. some of them are really decent human beings. So that's why I cannot really just sit and judge all of them and put them in one bracket, because I feel like passport bros refers to many different black men who travel, and they're not all socially awkward. Like people like Vince Wells, Vince Wells is one of the passport bros, or maybe a brother with a passport. He's really cool and chill, and he's handsome. He has a nice body, and he's just a nice, fun person. So I want to put him in a category of passport bros. To me, he's more like a brother with a passport, or a black man with a passport. To me, he's like on the positive side of this movement. And also, one thing we also need to understand about passport bros, some of them travel for for stress management, because sometimes if you are in your community, you are surrounded by negativity or just stress, you want to go to a new place somewhere else where you can relieve your stress. And sometimes passport bros have found that going to a certain place, a certain environment helps them manage their stress levels and helps them to rejuvenate, so that they can go back to their home country and be their best version. So traveling for them is almost like an escape, at least for the good ones. I know that some of them are really sick. They travel and they sleep around and they satisfy their fetishes, which can include illegal activities that they're not allowed to do in their home countries. So I know some of them sleep with underage girls, which is very sick. Some of them do have sex with animals. Some of them have sex with boys. Some of them have girls, eat their poop and drink their urine. And some of them choke out women almost to a point of death. And sometimes some of them even kill these women through the choking, and then sometimes they get out with murder. But who knows, because some of these countries where they go to, those countries are lawless countries. And if you do something illegal, they can just easily get on a plane and leave and never face the consequences of your actions. So yeah, that's the dark side of passport bros. But like I said, there's a dark side and then there's also a positive side. But unfortunately, all brothers with passport, they're all allowed to the passport movement. That's the unfortunate thing. Another thing about passport bros, like I said, not all of them are lame. Some of them do actually have a whole family in their home countries. They have a wife, they have children, they have grandchildren, they have girlfriends. So they're not all the single men traveling out of the country to have their fun. Some of them are really in serious relationships. But some of them, when they travel, it's almost like a way to sustain their home relationship, because they travel to, like I said before, to release stress, or to just try a different dish or different flavor, different women. And then when they come home, they can maybe I guess they give their girlfriends or their wives better attention because they've released whatever they need to release. I'm not agreeing with it. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but apparently some of them do it that way because they're not sleeping around in the country, they're traveling outside to sleep around. And some of their wives and their girlfriends know about it and they're okay with it because like people say sometimes, if you know that your man is sleeping around and you're allowing it, it's not cheating. Because cheating is when somebody's like sneaking around and hiding. But they're doing it when you know about it and you know about it, you're not doing anything about it, they're not cheating because you are kind of like giving the permission to do it. So that's not cheating according to these people's definition. So some women do allow their men to go out and sow their seeds elsewhere. They have no problem with it. They may come back and everything continues like normal. And these women know about it. They know that men are out there sleeping around with many different women, but they allow it. And I guess some of these women are like, if she's not in the country, I don't have to worry about her. I don't get it, but yeah, that's a reality of passport bros. Yeah, so those are the reasons they attract negative attention is a pay for play. And I have to touch on this as well because I hear this a lot. Passport bros, they always use this argument like everybody pays. And they say that whenever you're dealing with a woman, whether you pay for sex directly or not, you're still paying. So they think everybody out there engages in pay for play like they are doing. But I disagree. Because the passport bro said that when you're dating a girl, you're paying for play. Even if you're not, doing it directly, you still pay for play because you're taking them on an expensive date. You are buying them stuff. And then they argue that you spend more money on her, you might not even get the sex. So that's what they keep saying, that everybody pays to play, and I disagree with that, because I feel like pay for play, you really are paying for sex tourism. You're not, it's not the same as take somebody out on a date. You're paying for sex, pay for play, and you can't say because a guy's taking a girl on a date, he's also paying for play. No, it's not, because it's not guaranteed that he's gonna have sex with her. And some of these guys are not even, the date doesn't mean that I want to sleep with you. Some guys are really seriously courting this girl because they like the girl and want to build something with her, and they want to start a relationship with her. Whereas when you pay for play, you're not thinking that way. You're just thinking, I want to sleep with you now. I'm paying for it. You're gonna give it to me. You're gonna give me exactly what I ask, right? You're taking a girl out on a date. You're not making those demands. You're talking to her. You're getting to know her, and if she gives up on the same night, hey, that's what two of you agreed, but it's not guaranteed. Whereas with pay for play, it's guaranteed that you're gonna get what you pay for. So to me, pay for play is not the same as dating a girl and paying for a date or buying her stuff or flowers. I think that's just an excuse that passport bros make to make themselves feel better about paying for play. I don't believe that taking care of your wife, your household, that's not paying for play. It's not the same thing. So passport bros need to stop trying to make it seem like everybody's doing what they're doing. No, it's not the same. The difference between courting or paying for a date or getting to know a girl and taking her on a date, or your wife treating her well, you are building something with that person. You are building a future. You are investing in something that could be, right? Versus pay for play, sex tourism, you're not investing. You're just kind of like you literally throw your money away. Maybe you don't think you throw your money away because you enjoy yourself, whatever. But you cannot sit here and say that pay for play is the same as paying for a girl's date or pay for your wife, blah blah blah. It's not the same thing, because the other you are building, you are investing. Pay for play and dating a girl, spending money on your wife or your girlfriend is not the same thing as pay for play. And also, like, taking a girl on a date, it's not necessarily expensive. It doesn't have to be expensive. And I think nowadays most people, on a first date, you go out for coffee. You don't even go on an expensive date. You go out for coffee just to get a feel of them. It doesn't have to be expensive. Whereas when you pay for play, you're really spending a lot of money. You buy a whole plane ticket, right? And those tickets are not cheap, right? And then you travel to a whole different country. Those hours, go to the airport waiting. That's a lot of time you're spending, right? And then when you go, they got get accommodation, your food. So pay for play is very expensive. You cannot compare that to dating in your home country. Dating is not necessarily expensive. And most people don't even spend that much money on a date with somebody they don't really know that well, right? First dates, I usually, hey, let's go for a cup of, coffee. Okay, cool. If I'm feeling you, all right, let's go for dinner, But you start off like small. But again, dating or calling somebody is an investment. What's pay for play, you're just playing around. So it's not the same. Okay, enough with the pay for play. I think we covered that, and that's clear. And if you have any comments on that, leave your comment below and let us know your thoughts. Now, moving on to another reason why passport bros get negative attention. I think the other reason is colorism or racism, right? Passport bros, a lot of these men, travel to these countries and only get with non-dark-skinned black women or non-dark-skinned women. So they avoid black women when they travel. They don't even look at them or acknowledge their presence, from what I'm hearing, Some people accuse passport bros of being colorist and only want light-skinned girls with long straight hair. They don't want black girls. Of course, there are a few of these black men, a few of these passport bros who date dark-skinned black women when they travel to their destinations. Like brothers like in the streets with kids. He says many times that he does like dark-skinned women. He's a travel bro, so kudos to him for looking past, skin tones, and I'm glad he appreciates his African queens or his queens, black women, and he doesn't. He's not like a lot of these other passport bros who avoid black women and just go for the light-skinned women, the Latinas or the Thai women, who look nothing like black. And it's okay, love is no color. But some of these passport bros specifically go out there looking for light-skinned women, and avoiding black women, It's okay to have a preference, but when you specifically just avoid certain women because you just don't like black women or you don't like dark-skinned women, that's another story, And I'm gonna be honest, me personally, if I see somebody that I find attractive, I don't really care about your skin tone or your race. I'll still give you a chance. bad. I do have a preference, but my preference is not law. I don't avoid certain people because of their skin colors. But some of these passport bros, they literally just avoid black women. They don't even look at them because they just are so fixated on a light-skinned, non-black women, and they will do everything to avoid their black women. Speaking of black women, so another reason why passport bros get negative attention is they talk trash about black American women. If you listen to them on YouTube or even other social media platforms, they like to go on about black American women. You know, they bash them, talking about their attitudes and how these women are ruined by college degrees, and the fact that they earn their own money, and how these empowered women are beneath their preferred uneducated and unemployed women overseas. So these passport bros, you know, they have black mothers who raise them. They have black sisters and aunts, and even have black daughters. So I'm not sure why they seem to hate black women so much to the point where they have to bash them online for the whole world to see. You know, they make it seem like women in those countries where they go to are so much better than their black women in their home countries. But women are really the same all over the world. A lot of women in those countries that the passport bros go to only seem to be different at first because they are providing a service and they try to be good customer service people, you know. So if you pay for a service, you know, of course they're going to be good to you because they want to have repeat customers, right? So that's why they are different. You feel like, oh, they are sent from heaven. They're treating you that because you pay for it. It's not because of anything else. So the women are submitting to the money and not necessarily to you as the passport bro. If you didn't have that money, you probably won't even give you the time of your life. So I don't think it's right just for this man to think, oh, because I can get with this kind of women, she's better than black American women, and I'm going to bash black American women and tell them just how low life they are. But that's not right. The moment you stop giving these fair women money, you'll see their true colors, you know. They will do you dirty and break your heart, as I've seen many times of black American men having their heart broken, being scammed out of their money. Because a lot of them seem to be very naive, or they just forget their common sense once they leave the United States and their home countries. And when they go to these countries, it's like they let these women play them, use them for money. And you never catch them really bashing these women, but they'll be quick to bash black American women for doing the same thing or even doing less, you know. So the worst thing is about this is that these men go through worse or similar situations with women overseas. I must give it up to Mr. Flip Flop though. If you guys have not heard of Mr. Flip Flop, he's based in Sosua, and I've heard him many times call out these brothers who bash black women. You know, he makes it clear that he doesn't have anything against black women. You know, he makes it clear that he appreciates black women, and he calls out passport bros, you know, telling them to stop trashing black women. And I'm glad he does that. So yes, you know, passport bros, you know, stop bashing women in your country. Stop bashing black American women. Because at the end of the day, women are really all the same. You know, if a woman is submitting to you, she's doing it because of the way you're treating her. Women are very simple. If you want a woman to submit to you, just play your role as the man, be the provider and the protector, and you say submit with no difficulty. You know, she'll fall in line with her role when a man takes up his role in her life. It's really not that difficult. Submitting is not rocket science. Women know that's their innate role. They are born to do that. But you as a man, if you get your role as a real man, a provider and a protector, trust me, a woman have no hard time submitting to you. The next reason why the passport bros get a lot of negative attention is the way they keep accusing black American women for not wanting them to travel, or just American women don't want them to travel. I don't know why they keep saying this, but I don't believe black American women don't want passport bros to travel. I just think that black American women are responding to passport bros energy that they give out about them, you know, by talking about them and saying all kind of things about them in self-defense, right? But who started with the bashing? The passport bros start with the bashing, right? Because when they go outside and they find these women, they reflect and be like, oh, those black American women are not good. Look at this woman and what she's doing. These Black American women can't do that. So Black American women are responding to the attacks by passport bros, right? So I don't believe these women really don't want Black passport bros to travel. I really don't think they care. I just think that they are just defending themselves. You talk trash about us, we are going to respond, right? Traveling is good for the soul and the mind. Some people have healed through traveling. Some people have become better through traveling. Some people didn't commit suicide because they left their dark environment and went somewhere to find themselves in their peace of mind. So never discourage people from traveling. It's a good thing, and it can make a difference between life and death, literally and figuratively. So let's encourage people to travel as long as they are not hurting or abusing anyone. Like I said at the beginning of this video, what these grown men do with their time and dime or money is really none of my business. I don't agree with the mongering lifestyle. It's not for me, and I wouldn't want to wish it on my sons. But I'm not going to sit here and judge every passport bro and believe that they are doing terrible things. Some of them are really good, decent human beings, just out there living their best life. Me as a person of love, a person who likes people, passport bros that I deal with online on YouTube, you know, I have good feeling about them that they are decent human beings. They're not hurting anyone, they're not abusing anyone, they are just trying to live their best life. They're investing in foreign countries, they're buying properties, they're building businesses, they are really living their best life. So to those passport bros, you know, I take my hat off to them. Yeah, and I wish them all the best, you know. But then to the other side of the passport bros who are just, you know, doing terrible things in third world countries, who are abusing women and children, I can never get with that. And my hope and prayer is that passport brothers who travel to abuse women and underage children in third world countries will never know peace. May their demons follow and torment them for the rest of their miserable lives.
Alright, good people, this is the end of my video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something from it. Please feel free to leave your comment below with any thoughts that you may have, and like and share this video. People of African heritage, please, let's embrace our Africanness. Africa is beautiful, you are beautiful, and of course let's just embrace each other as humans. Despite the color of your skin, we are really one. We bleed the same. Thank you. Have a good one, and God bless.